Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something I've never done on my channel and I feel like that's super weird. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my filming and lighting setup that I have here. Before we begin, I'll bribe you with my cat and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video featuring boy. Because who doesn't want to see this boy? I am not a professional. I'm not a professional lighting technician. I'm really not sure if any of this really works, but it works for me. I don't feel like I need to spend a lot of money on my lighting, and to be honest, when I first started out on YouTube, I was just using natural lighting. Natural lighting is my preferred lighting. The only thing with that is you have to film between a certain window and that can get a little tricky. So with studio lighting like this, it's a little bit easier to be consistent within your videos and you can film at whenever time. I also started using these lights in, I want to say 2015, I believe is when I first got my first ring light. So if you're starting out new on YouTube, you really don't need a ton, don't feel like you need a ton of lighting in order for your videos to be good. Your videos need to have good lighting, but they don't necessarily need to be expensive lights. You can just use natural light. I don't have anything too wild, too crazy, or too really expensive, so this is all quite affordable in my eyes anyway. I did learn a little bit about lighting, mostly for like photography in school. When I went to Blanche McDonald, we had a little bit like of a photography and lighting course. I think it was like a couple days or a week long. So that is also where I got some of my knowledge from, but a lot of it was just simply, honestly, like trial and error. And for the most part, I do use cool tone bulbs just because I'm so fair and I feel like if it's super warm, it almost makes me look more tan than I am. So when I use cool tone bulbs, I feel like I look nearly the same as I do in person as I do on camera, so it's more realistic. I do use kind of 5 lights right now. I have a ring light in front of me, 1 to the side to light the area, and then 2 to the sides of me to kind of light the background. I also have 1 behind me to divide the background and my head, so it's not like a super flat surface. On top of lighting, I'm also going to talk about any equipment that I use that really helps me film a video and that I think that would be great information for any newbie out there who would like to start filming a video. For example, a remote for your camera is super useful. A cord to tether to a monitor is super useful. A monitor is super useful. So I'm going to be going through pretty much everything that I would like to share with you guys. So this is what my little filming area looks like with all the lights off, and I do film in this little like corridor area. It's kind of the perfect area for me to film because my background's right here. I do keep a little light on the floor back here as well as my camera charger, and this just illuminates the backdrop here so it's not completely dull. And the bulb I have in here is like, whoa, pretty bright. I'll turn all of this on right now just so you guys can get a feel for what it looks like with all the lights on. So there she is with all of the lights on. It's pretty bright. It's pretty warm. Now for me, I have 1 ring light right in the center, another ring light kind of fill the light, and then I have my 2 soft boxes off to the sides here. And I feel like maybe you guys can't see too much, but I'll go into detail a little bit more about them. On these ring lights, if you can see, this is kind of like a filter on here. I have different casings that I can put on. This one's like a cool tone one. I also have ones that are more yellow, and as well you can change the bulb in here also. And like I mentioned, I keep cool tone bulbs in here, but I do have ones that are warmer as well. And that's kind of the same for my original, my smaller ring light, because instead of a hard case, this one has like a little, I don't know, frosted fabric on it, and I guess it's heat safe, and I have a cool tone bulb underneath there. In my softbox, I do only have 3 lights in here. I have 1 of those LED lights and then 2 warmer tone bulbs in here. That kind of balances it out and adds a tiny little bit of warmth. You don't have to keep these filters on here. They come off and they're easily velcroed on. I just like keep them on because it softens the light a bit and it's not so harsh. So my first light purchase, my first ring light, was this guy right here. Now I bought this one because it was a little bit bit cheaper than this giant one, but I didn't realize how small it was actually going to be. So it was okay for a little bit, but then I just opted and I got the bigger one. So if you are looking to buy one, don't get a small one, just get the big one. Now I got this one from eBay. That is where I ordered that, and I must have got that one in 2015, I believe. And way back when in 2015, I believe I did pay around $400 for this guy. Now this one I actually bought, I want to say a year or so ago, right when I nearly moved into this apartment. I got this one on Amazon, and I think I must have paid under 200 bucks for it. So I will definitely have that linked down below for you guys. Now these two soft boxes, I believe I got these off of Amazon. I'll have to review my purchases to see, but I'm positive I did. One thing it's really important to make sure when you guys are ordering these soft boxes, especially if you order off eBay. I remember my first one I ever bought, it was off eBay, and the plug for it, the one from eBay, was actually like a plug from Japan or China. So I actually, good thing I know how to change a plug. I actually had to change it. This one I ordered off Amazon, I believe. So this one came with an American or Canadian plug. But just make sure you're ordering one with the correct plug, or else know how to rewire a plug. Because most of my videos are beauty videos, this is kind of my little setup. This is where I keep most of my makeup that I do use for filming. These are two Alex stores. I always get questions about these. They're from IKEA, and I just have a simple tabletop on top. I keep my desk fairly clean just because every time I do a makeup look, I clean up. I'm just nuts like that. I keep some of my brushes here, the ones that I frequently use the most. I also always keep a mirror here, and then I keep my laptop over here on top of this little drawer thing that actually came in one of my NYX train cases. I just keep it on here to prop up my laptop, and as well as keep some makeup that I use every single day in there. These drawers are not cute, but this is just makeup that I tend to lean towards every day, and then I have like a battery as well. The reason I prop my computer up is because if I don't, then my cat's trying to sit on it and overheat it. This laptop is super old as well. I think I got this in like 2009 or 2010, so it's pretty old. The only use I really use this for is to tether it to my camera, which you can see with this little HDMI cord, just so I can get the viewfinder on my computer. So if I didn't have that computer, I would only have the tiny little viewfinder to see myself. And speaking of viewfinders, this is the camera that I use. This is the Canon Rebel T5i. I bought this in 2014, right when I found out that I was gonna be in the Face Awards, because I realized, I think I need to get a proper camera. This is just the lens that came with it. I should probably get a different lens because this one is kind of basic and generic, and it doesn't make beauty makeup look that great. I usually have my settings on manual, and I'll play with like the ISO and all of that kind of stuff. So like I mentioned, I do tether my camera to my computer. So let me show you what that looks like right now. So there's this little program called EOS Utility. If you have bought a Canon camera, you can download it with the disc that it comes with. If it still comes with the disc, I don't know, or else you can just Google it and download it that way. So if I turn on my camera, the program will start up here, and then I just click camera settings and remote shooting. Down here I can click view live shoot, and that is how I can view my viewfinder. Hey guys, hi, how you doing? With this as well, this is how I can start recording. So that's how I press record down in the corner there. And I have this little neat little toolbar off to the side here, and I can play with like the f-stop, the ISO. So if I need to adjust my camera, I can do so with this application on my computer. So that makes it a lot easier when I am filming to have that screen there so I can actually see what I'm doing, and I highly recommend you do that. Then you can also see a boy here, a special little boy. Hey? Oh! Another thing I should mention is I usually keep my camera on autofocus. I never really put it on manual focus just because it's just, no, it's not for me. What's that, boy? Yeah, you're the center of attention. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Another thing I would highly recommend is getting a remote for your camera. Now this makes it possible to snap a photo by just like pointing it at my camera and being able to just snap it with my finger. So if I'm facing a different way, I can just, you know, have it in my hand and take a photo of myself. This is really, really, really helpful. Yeah, look at this boy. Also, a little helpful tip from me to you. If you do have a ring light like this, tilt it forward a little bit, because that way it's going to fill your face a little bit better and make you look a little bit more flawless, because instead of straight on, it'll be tilted, so it's kind of lighting you from an angle downward. You can kind of see mine is on a slight angle there. I also thought I would mention I do use a white tabletop, even though it's very dirty. The reason I have a white one is because it reflects some light onto my face, so it kind of lights me from under as well. That was my filming setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's nothing extravagant. I don't have any fancy backgrounds. I don't have any, you know, super fancy lights coming from the ceilings. It's just me in my apartment, and I feel like this is a very modest setup. I can tuck it away if I don't need it, and I can bring it out with ease. I'm really happy with my lighting setup right now, and I don't think I would change it at all. Like, I'm really happy with how this looks. I would get a different lens though. I feel like I could get one with like a little beauty filter. I will have pretty much all the equipment that I do use linked in the description box down below, so you can find it with ease without trying to Google and whatnot. So definitely check out the description box down below if you're curious about any of the equipment that I did show you in this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to answer them to the best of my ability. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who, you know, it's trial and error over here, definitely. Anywho, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Do I have a boy? Is that a boy? Yeah, it's a boy. Oh boy, you're so sweet. I love you, my boy. Hey? Are you putting on a show? Putting on a show for me?